If you want to be more efficient and effective while experiencing more inner peace, then working on the core of your issues instead of putting on a Band-Aid is vital. Welcome to Life Fix University podcast. I'm your host, Esty Rapport, and here to help you improve your 28 cognitive functions, the 28 things that make up thinking. In each episode, we'll discuss a real-life challenge, why you might be struggling with it, and give you practical strategies so all areas of your life will improve.
We all have some cognitive deficiencies, some weaknesses in our brain, but it doesn't have to get in our way of living our best lives, especially if you work with your brain and not against it. That's what's coming up next on Life Fix University podcast, episode 358. But first, are you wondering which one of your cognitive functions are the strongest? Which ones need some help? You can find out by taking the Cognitive Functions Assessment for free at lifefixuniversity.com/CF. So that's LifeFix, L-I-F-E, P-I-X, university.com/CF. Just the letter CF, short for cognitive functions. For today's real life challenge, imagine you're in a Zoom meeting where everyone's camera is off. Actually, it doesn't make a difference in today's real life challenge, but I had to put it in. What does make a difference is the fact that this meeting is super important and you've got information to remember. Thinking is not one big thing. Thinking is made up of 28 parts called cognitive functions. And when one of them are weak, it affects all areas of your life. This is normal. We all have some weaker cognitive functions. I mean, think about it. There are 28 of them. Some of them are going to be stronger than others. But here's the best part. It can change at any age or any stage. You can rewire your brain. The goal is to work with your brain, not against it. This way, you'll get more done and feel better about yourself and have an easier time improving those cognitive functions. The first step to improving your cognitive functions is the awareness. You've got to know, where are your weaknesses? Where are your strong ones? How can you use your strong ones to improve your weaker cognitive functions? Because if you don't know, how are you going to know what to change? So if you haven't yet taken that assessment that we spoke about in the beginning of this episode, head over to lifefixuniversity.com/CF. That's LIFEPIX, university.com/CF. Yes, just a couple minutes, under 10 minutes for you to take this assessment, and you will know exactly where each one of the 28 cognitive functions are standing in your brain and what you need to work on first. Once you have the awareness, you're going to be looking for two things. You're going to be looking for short-term strategies and long-term strategies. We actually spoke about short-term and long-term strategies in episode 356 when I spoke about directions and orientation in space. So if you haven't listened to that one, you'll want to go back and listen to it. So what are short-term strategies? Short-term strategies are to help you right here in the right now. Because rewiring your brain takes a while, you still need strategies to help you until your brain is rewired. Those are called short-term strategies to help you till your brain is all fixed up, even though it's never all fixed up because it will always get better. Okay. Long-term strategies take a while. They're for the long term, and they actually rewire your brain on a cellular level, so you no longer need the short-term strategies. If we go back to our real life challenge in the beginning of this episode, we spoke about having to remember a lot of information during the meeting. What would you do? You have tons of information being bombarded at you, and you don't know how you're going to remember this. So some of you are going to say, take notes. Amazing if you can take notes. But I know quite a bit of people who struggle taking notes. What can you do instead? You want to do something that works easy with your brain. I don't care about other people. For other people, it's easy for them to write notes. Amazing. Go ahead. But if your brain is hard, think about what works for your brain. What about drawing notes, making flashcards, dancing while you're listening? I mean, after all, everybody's cameras are off. Do what works for your brain. And for a long-term strategy, you might want to learn how to take short, quick notes, bullet points that will make it super easy for you to take in and remember the information that goes on during Zoom meetings. Before we wrap up and I give you your weekly challenge, I want to remind you 3 things to remember as you apply both short-term and long-term strategies. Number 1, the better you understand your brain, the easier it will be for you. Knowing your weaknesses and your strengths is a major leverage. Number 2, be kind to yourself, especially when you're doing the long-term strategies. In the beginning, it can be frustrating as you're challenging your brain, which is amazing. And over time, it will get easier. Number 3, take breaks. This is one that so many of us skip, but it is so beneficial for your brain. Part of working with your brain is giving yourself the breaks that it needs so you don't burn out and can work more efficiently. In this episode, we discussed why you want to work with your brain, not against it. We spoke about the first step, awareness, and we spoke about the difference between short-term strategies and long-term strategies and why you need both of them. Your challenge this week is to find something you're struggling with, come up with a short-term strategy to help you with it now, and then come up with a long-term strategy to help yourself rewire your brain. If you need some help with this, DM me at LifePix University on Instagram, and I will love to help you come up with both short-term and long-term strategies. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
That's all for this episode of the LifePix University podcast. If you enjoyed it, please share it with 2 of your family and friends so they too can gain from it, and you'll be helping us reach our goal of 1 million downloads by the end of 2025. Have an awesome rest of your day and grow those dendrites.